I recently discovered something that I found really upsetting, so I'm gonna force you to think about it as well. This week was the 10-year anniversary of Movie Hangout releasing for The Sims 4, and I don't like that one bit. I remember that pack coming out like it was yesterday. I do not like thinking about it being 10 years ago. It makes me feel weird, it makes me feel really old because I was in high school when that pack came out. So I was thinking that in this video we could reluctantly celebrate the 10-year anniversary by building a house using just the base game and Movie Hangout. So I made a sim, we've got an empty lot, and I also disabled all of the other packs except for this one. Movie Hangout actually does have some pretty nice furniture in it, but a lot of it is really colorful, so I find it kind of hard to use. Like, I'll be honest, it's been 10 years. I don't think I've ever used this swatch before. I kind of wish that they were a little bit more subtle because I like the funky patterns, but maybe if it was like wood instead of blue as the base. It's tough because sometimes this is fun, but also because it's so much, it's just hard to use this much color in like my average build. It's not really my personal style. I do absolutely love these two paintings. These gallery walls are really nice. The rug is amazing. I had a phase where I was using pretty much exclusively this plant as clutter for a while. I feel like this was one of the first times we got like nested clutter items in the game where they put a few things together. So I thought it was just the coolest thing ever when it first released. But anyway, I would like to try to use almost everything from this pack in the build. I say almost just because I don't really see myself being able to use both of the movie screens. I think we can do one, but it's gonna be hard for us to find space for two. They're pretty big. Also, can we just say, these are cheap. It's only 2,500 simoleons for each of them. They're actually cheaper than a lot of the other TVs in the game. Like this base game TV and the wall-mounted matching version are $25.95 each. So somehow the movie screen is cheaper. I also think I'm gonna cheat for money because there's no point limiting the budget, right? I feel like it needs to have kind of a cottagey vibe to it almost, and then some really colorful wallpaper or something on the outside. And I think maybe it could be a kind of cottagey shape. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this, but I'm thinking about trying to get a really tall part of the house right here. And then we get sort of a sneaky upstairs. Oh, maybe it could go like this. Let's see what the exact same, oh my God. Yeah, that's too tall, isn't it? Okay. I guess we want to try to have this match the height, right? Oh, these things always feel like a better idea before I get into them. And then I get further into it and I'm like, oh, that's really strange actually. It's also a really small upstairs. I don't really mind the upstairs being small. I actually kind of like it, but unfortunately I think it might need to be even smaller because that way it all lines up nicely. We can get a pretty big bump out thing up here. I guess there could also be like one bedroom upstairs, or maybe it could be like a movie room or something up here. Let me try and fix all the roof so it's not clipping anymore. Something like that, I guess, is kind of what I was picturing. I also thought it would be on a foundation, and then I kind of wanted to have like a little front porch with like nice, I don't know. I'm kind of modeling it after this shape initially at least, but this I think is cuter because it's smaller. Ours is kind of big, but I guess it is what it is. It's The Sims 4, so it's probably just gonna be. If we got a chimney over here, that actually makes the upstairs a little bit bigger too, because we could steal that space. I know it's kind of sneaky to like use the chimney as part of the room, but I do that a lot in The Sims. Maybe they could have like a little section right here too. Okay, I think that's a pretty decent exterior layout. Movie Hangout does have doors. If we wanted to try and use this, there's just not a matching window. That could be kind of a fun way for us to use the Movie Hangout door. Okay, genuine question. Does that look really bad because it's not the same shade of green? I don't think any of these will be able to match. Like there's just no overlap in the colors at all. I mean, maybe this one with the yellow because it kind of matches that part of the door. I guess you could possibly use red flower boxes too to bring in some more of the color. I don't really like the green and the red though. I'd kind of rather use, oh, wait a minute. That's actually the same color yellow. We could do that, have it be like yellow and hot pink. It is kind of a weird front. Like it's very different from how I would normally do this, but maybe it's interesting. Maybe it's fun that it's a weird front. Okay, no, the foundations all look bad. We might have to use, I don't want to use brick. I don't really like that at all. I wish that there was like a stone texture, but this one, I don't like all of the diamonds. I wish there was a way to have this brick foundation, no diamonds. Cause that's like kind of what I was picturing, but maybe if we did it low enough and then we had landscaping, you could cover up the diamonds and only see some of it. I don't know. Let's think about the floor plan for a second before I do more of the inside, because we want to make sure we have like a functional space here. I can use the staircase right there. I know that's a little bit tight. It is kind of frustrating how it's like right in the middle of the downstairs, but I don't think that's terrible because it does break the space up a little bit. And then it goes nicely up here into our maybe movie room or something. Oh, can I extend that out more? Oh, I would love it if we could get that to work. How much further can it go? It can actually even go one tile further. That's right in the middle of the room. Yeah, but that starts clipping then after it. Maybe it goes back one. We could probably keep this as a bathroom. Okay, ignore the fact that it's a different day. And also I have no idea what I was last talking about, but we're back and we're gonna keep building. Ooh, I made less progress than I thought in the first part of this video. I for some reason thought I was further along. Okay, well, let's just keep working on the windows and stuff. Is that the same color yellow? I feel like this is the window that doesn't have the same swatches. I don't know. Let's just use this one anyway. So I was thinking that I would put a few of these little windows up here on this small dormer section. I guess we'd probably want to mimic that same exact thing in the back of the house. And then I probably want to use these same shutter windows again in the front, but they have to be like so low down because of the roof line. I think that's okay. I think it looks kind of cute still. And once there's trees and things, it'll all look nice. I do wish a little bit that we maybe had like some kind of slight cover above the front door, because I feel like this section is really flat and it's kind of bothering me, but I'm not sure what exactly I'm looking for with that. We could just make something really simple so there's at least some kind of dimension there. Maybe I paint that with white wood. We could just do the same white wood on the top and the bottom of it. Try and paint the ceiling tiles like this. There you go. I mean, you'll barely ever see that part, but at least we know the ceiling is painted. Okay, and then in the back, I probably should do this now before we get too carried away with the front and stuff. In the back, I wanted to have maybe like some kind of large patio. I also think I might scoot the whole thing over a little bit more, because then we can have a fence in the backyard too. I just think it looks a little bit better to have a little bit more space there on the side. Okay, I don't know if it needs to be that big, but you know, something like that. Did I even finish the floor plan? What the heck? What was I even doing? What was even happening in this last part of the video? This is kind of wild, but do you think it says it can't intersect foundations? I really want for this staircase to turn like that, but it doesn't let you. Why do you think that is? That it lets you have it outside but not inside? Is it because of this? Surely not. Oh, maybe it's just because of the walls upstairs. I'm kind of just thinking here, trying to figure out how we can get some bedrooms in this area a little bit more nicely. And I think it might come down to us wanting to split this up like this somehow almost. I would really prefer for it to be 2 bedrooms. I know that's going to be kind of a stretch for us to pull off, but I think that is kind of necessary for this to not look ridiculous. Maybe we could extend the back a little bit more. We'll have to do some sneaky things to make this fit a little bit better, but I don't really mind that. And then this like tiny little bit of extra space actually makes a huge difference because the bedrooms will fit nicer. Like we can maybe even lay it out like this. So there's 2 rooms. This one will fit a double bed still, and then we can have a kid's room there. I could probably delete that wall and make this hallway area more open. Then I guess the living room would probably look really nice right here. There's plenty of space for it. We could do the kitchen. Oh, that's gonna be hard with the door though, because you probably want it to be symmetrical, right? Okay, maybe the kitchen should not be over here. I don't really know. I guess there could maybe be like a little dining table right here. Kitchen. It wasn't fully thought through, was it? I mean, the kitchen being here by the entrance might be better, but if I have the bathroom right there, that's too tight, right? Maybe the bathroom could go over here, closer to the bedrooms. It would have to be a really little bathroom, but then if the kitchen's there, the dining table's here, and then we have a second living room upstairs, that might be okay. I think I'm sticking to the dark wood because I feel like that's gonna look nice once we have all of those colorful accents from Movie Hangout in here. So I'm trying to put that most places. Maybe I should just put some furniture in here instead of talking about putting furniture in here, because that might help us see it better too. Do you think it would be okay if I made the hallway like really tight right here? I don't know. I never usually do that because I worry about it being so small, but I think it would be better to have a bigger bathroom. For the door, we're kind of using this like pink and yellow thing. Of course, this door doesn't have the same colors at all. I do wonder about maybe using all different doors, but like how ridiculous is that? Is it too ridiculous? That could be the way for us to incorporate all the colors that we need in here though, because it's gonna have to be really colorful. I'm gonna come back to that because we're probably gonna want to change a lot of the swatches as we're going through all this. Here's the coffee table. I'm definitely gonna use those really nice Movie Hangout lights. Wow, they're so much shorter than I thought. How on earth was I using those all the time back then? Because I used to put these above like every single dining table. I'm looking at this now. What this is before we had the ability to size things down. You couldn't size things down back then. I'm really surprised that I used them as often as I did considering how big they are, but I'll size them down now. Okay, there will be a Movie Hangout sofa. Are we gonna use, I don't know. I don't know. These movie screens are so hard for me to use in regular houses. It's like, I want to, but it's very difficult for me to. I also find this rug to be kind of an awkward size. I wonder if we could use this one together twice and see if it looks like maybe it's supposed to be that way. I'm gonna need to change the color of the sofa. Oh my goodness. I wish that we had more swatches like this that were just a little bit simpler, because that would be 10 times easier for me to use. I think I might use the blue tone of the coffee table. I'm so excited about these curtains. I've always thought these were so pretty. I kind of like stopped using them as much, but I used to use almost exclusively those curtains back in the day. I was like obsessed with them. Okay, here's a really lovely little side table. We could probably put that somewhere in the entry space. I might want to use, let's stop with the movie hangout. Let's do kitchen counters. Do any of these work? This pastel yellow actually does kind of match the rest of it, but I'm wondering if maybe we should use brown, because then we could try and get a funky tile instead. Oh, maybe not this curtain then. Oh, hello. Okay, my boss is here to check on us. Honestly, Snap, the build's not going very well. I'm really trying here, but it's a weird one. I'm struggling with it. Okay, let's see. I wonder if this could be sort of like a little storage closet or something, because that could be a nice way for us to get some more color. It's a lot less bright in here now that I've done that, but that's okay. I do think the kitchen looks better this way. In the base game, the tile situation, pretty dire, but we do have pink, so I think I'll use the pink. That's not really bright enough. That chair, I guess we could use the light pink. I don't really want it to be like so pink though that it's only pink. And some of these other colors are not really working for me in this room. Like this one's supposed to be a teal, but it's not nearly as bright as the other teals. I guess you know what? This teal, probably better. That's probably the right color for us to use. I think my strategy here is to just go all in with colors and stuff, and then try to tie it all together with decor at the end. Like we can always change things. We're not stuck with the first thing that we place. Something else that I used to do all the time when Movie Hangout first came out is I would take this hanging plant thing and I would like scoot it into the wall under the cabinet and let it hang in the kitchen like this. I was like obsessed with this concept. I did it in almost every build, but it's been years since I last did it. So I'm gonna try that again right here. I think I'll use this pretty little mirror right here. Definitely not in red because nothing is red, but any other color will do. Oh, they also need to have the popcorn maker. I guess I'll probably put that in the corner, right? Can we use that in the orange color? Because there's a little bit of orange on some of these pillows. This popcorn machine is actually really useful for gameplay because it doesn't spoil. At least I don't think it does, or it takes a really long time for it to spoil. So if your Sims are making popcorn, they'll have a lot of food to eat for a long time. Something about this is not working. There's like too much furniture over here, so I'm gonna try and rework that. Part of me just had this thought of really wanting to put a grand piano in this room, but I don't know if that's so absurd. But also, the entire house is a little bit absurd, so it probably wouldn't be a bad thing. It's just so, like, that is so tight. And we don't have the upright pianos from this pack. What can we do instead? Maybe I'll just look at everything from Movie Hangout again. I know we still need to get a dining table in here, so maybe I'll start with that. I was planning on putting it on this side because there's a little bit more room over here, and we'll do 4 chairs. Oh, it's so hard for me to use all the patterns in this pack. Like, it's really difficult for me to envision these things working together in a space. And like, maybe I'm just bad at this. That's definitely part of the problem, but I have no idea how to combine these things. Like, there's no orange anywhere else. I like these chairs alone. Like, if we had those chairs and a plain dining table, amazing. It's just, I struggle to put those chairs with this dining table. Okay, I know I'm trying to use this as my guide. So what if we put it like this? That might not be too bad. And then we get like light pink curtains. We could do plain light pink curtains. No, I like the colorful ones better anyway. Sorry, I just lied. There are plants, but probably not plants that I want to put on top of the dining table. This more feels like a floor plant to me. That one's kind of cute. And the vase is relatively simple. I'm thinking that maybe we could keep this table by the front door and then not put other things around it, right? Like, hear me out. What if it was just an open space, maybe like a nice plant or something? Does this one work size down, or is it still too big? I kind of even like the base of that plant, but there can be a little bit of open room. There can be some walkways. I was picturing myself making a custom TV stand over here, just because I think it would be good to have something that breaks up all of the color. So I'm gonna try and stick to that plan. I think I'm also gonna use these little poofs, but like maybe put a couple of them in the corner over here, and we do them in like 2 different colors. Oh, I don't really like any of the colors. Oh man, this is really difficult. I used to always use this on the coffee table, so I guess I'll stick to that too. I feel like I'm going back to my roots right now. Should I use another one of the windows and curtains over here too? I think that looks pretty nice. Wow, these candles do not want to go on there. I could probably put them on this table, our little custom table here. They're a little bit much for me. These candles are like a bit busy and a bit too big. I wish they were maybe like, if they were sized down, I think that size is better, but you can't size it down because the flames stay at the same height. You see how it's like floating? Oh, maybe this would be better for us to put over here and we get something else on the coffee table. This one can size down because that doesn't glitch at all. Or maybe we should leave it on the coffee table. I have no idea. Oh, maybe the poofs could go in the entrance and then we get that big chair in the corner instead. Does that come in the same color? Please tell. Okay, it does. I was gonna say, please tell me it does come in the same swatch. But that fills in some of the space a little bit more. I think we probably do need to get some more clutter on the kitchen counters and hopefully some colorful things. Like this is cute because, oh, that's the wrong, oh my gosh. But this is cute because that's like a little light blue cake or something, except I might make it gold instead. I might try and use it in the yellow. I put a plant right here next to our popcorn machine. I need to leave a counter open for them to cook on. And then we also need a trash can, but I might just use a kind of plain trash can. I haven't got a single clue what kind of wallpaper I intend to use in here either, because I feel like no matter what we do, I also haven't got a single clue what kind of wallpaper I intend to use in here, because like it's so much. This whole place is so busy. I feel like the wallpaper has to either be like really, really wacky or kind of neutral. What did you delete? No. Is this gonna delete my candles every single time I place a wallpaper down? I do like that color brick, and I think that that could be a nice touch. So we could get some brick accents on a few of the walls. Not all of them, but a few of them. Oh no. Maybe I use the same fancy lights upstairs in here. Hopefully that's okay. I think I'm gonna give them a burglar alarm. That's like the most plain thing in the entire house. There are some colorful stair railings. I'm not sure how committed I am to the bit to like want to use those. It might be nice if we did that. I wonder if we could use them in the same light yellow because that kind of matches the door a bit more. That's not even the same color yellow. Oh, because I had a brighter one. Right. Okay. You know what I never use is this poster. I find the colors kind of difficult to match to things, but this is the kind of space where we could use that and it fits perfectly on the staircase. Let me try and find a wallpaper that will match okay. Oh my gosh. I don't really know what to do. This one is minty. I don't think we want minty. This one is pink. We might want pink. I don't think we want it to be only pink though. I think I might need to have another wall color. It's like something about this section that I'm not super sure about. We do have these kind of funky columns. We could use those because that gives some more architectural interest. It also brings in some more of that yellow that we wanted. I think the problem with this wall is that there isn't a trim on the top. Oh, why must you clip? I don't like it. I mean, I don't really like anything about this though. So I guess we just have to keep pushing on. Keep moving through. Yeah, I think it kind of goes without saying, but I would probably not recommend the purchase of Movie Hangout. I think I'm gonna use kind of a fun floor tile in this bathroom. I feel like this is a good time to use it, and we'll try and get a lot of fun colors going with the rest of the space too. Are there any other little bits of artwork that are small? Like maybe this could be nice on this wall. It's a little plain, but at least there's something there. Okay, we have a tub. I'd like to get a sink. I don't really like the sink options, but okay. Here's a toilet. Yeah, wow, I wish that this came in more colors, you know? It has a couple pastel swatches, but I just don't really know what I'm looking for with that. Movie Hangout also has some movie posters, and we haven't used any of them yet inside. Oh, I meant to size down, not size up, but I haven't used any of those yet inside. I was kind of imagining myself using them mostly upstairs, but we can get a couple in here. I don't really like this bathroom. I don't know how to solve that problem, so I guess I'll just continue. I wish that there was a bed from Movie Hangout. I feel like if this pack came out like 2 years ago when they were making some good stuff packs, it would have had like twice as much furniture in it. Because it was kind of early on in The Sims 4, it really suffered. Okay, this bed, honestly, with the florals, this could maybe work. It kind of depends what rug we use. Unless we could try to use a solid swatch of it and try and put a rug that match I actually kind of like that dark rug. I don't normally use that one. Should we try it? Do you think that we could manage to use, this is the chair that we did not put in the dining room. So maybe I use that as the desk chair. And I'm wondering if I could use this table as the desk. We might want to put, oh, I guess that's a really expensive computer, but that's okay. We might want to get some like big plants and things on top of it to sort of break up all of that, but this is in the chimney. Oh, we don't have a fireplace. Do I really want a fireplace? I actually don't really know. I could scoot the bed closer to the door and then kind of have it centered with this, because then I can, oh no. Well, the wait. The fireplace could maybe go over here. We could do it in yellow, because there's a little bit of yellow in the rug. This is really hard for me. I really don't like these. I actually don't like a single swatch that I've used in this room. Oh, I wonder if I could have used it. There's like no yellow in there. The yellow is mostly in here. We could bring it around, put that chair over there. Maybe I'll do the 2 poof thing again, or even just 1 poof. Any number of poofs will probably do. For the curtains, they have this color that kind of has like the purple that we've been using. I think that maybe instead of this chair, what I need to do is have a regular brown dresser, like plain wooden nightstands and a plain wooden dresser, because we need to break up all the pattern. I think that pattern can work when it's not the only thing that I'm using. Maybe just 1 nightstand, I don't know. It's just so tight over here in this corner, but I guess it still works. We also have this beautiful piece of art, so I'll put that. I do kind of like this table. I don't think I really even realized how much I liked this table until today. It's definitely grown on me. I don't really like having a mirror like directly across from the bed, but I think in this case it might have to happen. And then maybe we could get a cork board, or how about the magnet board from one of those events that they've done? Because that's kind of simple. Comes in purple. The room has definitely grown on me. I think that it would be cute if we had some kind of decorative light. Only problem is there's really not a lot of decorative lights in the base game. There's some cute like kid ones, but a lot of them just aren't really, there's not a lot of pendants. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, we should have put that in the kitchen. Can I size that down and still use it? Ooh, that one's cool. I also just realizing it might be nice if we had some wall sconces, or should I have put more windows? You know what? Maybe it would have been better if we put more windows and we did like big curtains on either side, because that makes this wall look a lot less plain. I do need something on this wall now. Maybe that's as simple as us getting some custom shelves and putting some decor on them. I think there needs to be clutter in this house for it to make sense. So this will be good actually. Yeah, bookshelves. Okay, that looks really good. Sorry, back to the bedroom. We need to get some wallpaper. I'm kind of thinking it should be dark, like a navy blue to match the rug, but it makes so much of it look so plain, doesn't it? Well, here, there's other things that we can add, like this nice little bit of clutter from Movie Hangout. We can put that, oh, it doesn't fit. I hope it slots onto this. It doesn't slot onto that either. Okay, I can just make it kind of sunken into the thing. I'm gonna put some more candles on this table, probably in a fun color. We're missing quite a bit of orange in here based on the rug. Maybe I'll put some more over here too. Oh crap, I forgot about the closet. There's always something else. Maybe we could do a light yellow in the closet. Well, this is where I would put like laundry if I had access to it. Maybe this season's decor box. Maybe like the pantry stuff from the kitchen clutter kit even. Do you think if I made it into a really, really tiny bathroom, it would be too far? Because it could become a really, really tiny bathroom. If it were me, I probably wouldn't want my bathroom like right off the kitchen, but I think it does still work like this. I'll have my sim check. Come here. Can you use this? Oh yeah, no problem. Poorly decorated. Don't be rude. He wanted to use the other sink for some reason, but that's not my business. It at least works. And I kind of like having a second bathroom, so I'm gonna stick to that. Over here is a nice little mirror. I might use the candles again. The candles actually do slot onto there, thankfully, so we can successfully use those. I kind of like the default color. It kind of matches. I'm gonna do a few movie posters above this. This person's a big movie fan, so they can have some art. And then this other room, I haven't put the windows in yet, so I guess I'll start there. This is gonna be a kid's room, and I'm gonna base it off of one of the rug swatches. I'm not sure which one. Maybe that one. We haven't used that one yet. That kind of matches the door that I've already chosen too, so. Is there anything from Movie Hangout that we haven't used yet? Aside from obviously the movie things and that accent chair. But I think this chair I might put on the patio. This chair I was gonna put upstairs in the movie room. I've got all but one poster, but that can also go in the movie room, that's no problem. And then of course the tree, but that's not gonna go inside, that's gonna go outside. I think we've used everything then. So that gives us a little bit more wiggle room for the kids' room. Obviously we have to use a base game bed. I am wondering about this update bed, because that kind of has similar tones to this peachy pinky color in the middle. Not to use the same brick accent again, but like it just matches everything so well. I think I might also use the same wooden furniture in here too. I feel like this kind of distressed wood actually sort of goes well with the vibes of this place anyway. Also, I think Unicorn very much has Movie Hangout energy, so I'm gonna put the Uni plushie. I like the rainbow on this. Maybe we paint the wall, oh my. Maybe we paint the walls like a peachy color, because we haven't used that anywhere yet. Posters are good because that has a lot of color. How old is this child gonna be? I feel like it'd be fun for them to have like a science table or something, right? Maybe we do an orange science table. I kind of like the idea of putting an activity table, but I don't like the swatches of the base game one. So maybe I won't use that. Maybe we do a toy box instead. Also, I really like this little wall bookshelf. I've always thought that was so cute. We do a toy box and then we can put some toys on the floor around it because that kind of helps with the whole maximalist vibe that we're going for. And then we could possibly have just a regular bookshelf in the corner. Or wait. Who am I kidding? We could have been using this dresser. Let's put that in here. I like that kind of light minty color. Maybe the unicorn goes over here because then we can put a standing mirror next to this. This room's kind of chaotic, but like not in an organized chaos way, in like an actual chaos way. I guess that's fine and to be expected, right? I think it matches the rest of the house. Last room inside is this upstairs movie room space that we were working on. Okay, we have to get serious. We have to try and fit this thing in. Oh my gosh, it's so big. Does it size down okay? I mean, not really. I didn't realize it wouldn't fit in here. I guess we could size down the big one with the speakers. That should be fine. Let's do the same couch, accent chair, coffee table, you know, all those things. I might do the same thing where I try to double up a rug, but let's see what looks best like that. I wonder if this one might look okay, scooted together. No, the lines look awful. I don't know why I even said that. This one might look okay, scooted together. It has to be rotated the same direction though, right? Wait, what the heck? Come on, please line up. Okay, you can see the seam, but I think it's in everyone's best interest to not worry about that because we can't fix the seam part. Oh God, I want to use a couch that is kind of colorful, but it's hard because nothing matches this rug. I mean, I don't think any of these swatches look good with that rug. Maybe that one, the default one, but even that, this is so hard for me to use. I don't know how to do it. Maybe once we have some more furniture in here, we can make it look a little bit better. I still don't like this movie poster either, but maybe if we put like 2 of them, I don't like red. I never ever like red in any space, but I do want to use every single item. So let's try the candles on the side table. What color? Oh, that one could match nicely. Okay. I might delete one of the ceiling lights to make it a little bit darker in here because I think that's probably good for a movie space for it to be a little dark. I'm curious about maybe making like some kind of popcorn bar. I feel like in real life, in a movie room type of area, you probably would have a popcorn bar kind of thing. I'm not sure how big it should be. Probably should be small up against the wall, right? Oh, but you know what would be cool is if we did an actual bar. If we had an actual bar, you can't have the popcorn maker, but there is a popcorn maker downstairs. It might be nicer to have the actual bar, because that's something different. It's like new gameplay instead of using the same thing twice. There are more movie posters. These ones are base game, but we could mix in some of those. I think they're the exact same size as the ones from Movie Hangout. What about the bonsai tree? Is it weird to have both the big plants in the same corner of the room? Because I do think having a bonsai tree is good for gameplay too. Okay, I'm gonna try yellow wallpaper. It's always better in theory than how it actually looks. I don't think it's bad. I think it's kind of cozy. Okay, I'm gonna say the interior's done. I'm gonna try and work on the outside, and the outside will hopefully come to me a little bit more easily than the interior did. So let's see how this one goes. We could probably put a different texture on this foundation for the patio, because that gives me a little bit less that I have to cover up, you know? Oh, we should also cheat for some more money real quick too. Okay, so on the outside, I was thinking about using a kind of colorful siding. This is like the bright yellow one. There's not really enough contrast, I don't think. Maybe we do pink. I wish we had some more vibrant colors for the siding. I'll get a nice brick color on the chimney part. Weird fake chimney that's not anywhere near the real chimney. Is there a gray brick? I can't remember if, oh, this one does come in gray. Okay, we'll use that to go up to the porch. I might even use the same, oh, that would be weird back here, wouldn't it? Because it's supposed to be like a deck. Never mind. We'll put wood down right there. I changed the front right here to be that same lattice texture. I wonder if we could have a slightly more colorful roof, even if it's a different color that like kind of technically maybe clashes. I wonder if that might be, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to like do something interesting here, but I feel like I'm fumbling it. I think this looks nice. Plus with landscaping and some more trees, like it's all gonna be fine. You know what we need? Big trees, lots of leaves. Something that covers up the house a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna get some of these nice long bushes to cover some of the big sections where I don't like the diamonds. Yeah, like this bush right here, right in front of the weird diamond that gets cut off. I wanna do a big mix of flower colors, but I'm gonna start by putting in some of the hot pink ones, and then like these mismatched flowers. Oh, that can't go right there. I have to cover up the diamond. These can only go in diamond-free zones. But I like how those bring in some more color too. I think I'm gonna try and use this one in this kind of nice yellowy color so we can bring in a third tone. It's like yellow, pink, and purple is kind of what I'm going for. I don't really like the shape of it though. It's like kind of awkward and big. Okay, I think I'm done with the landscaping. Do I like how it looks? Oh God, there's even more over here. Why? Okay, I guess I'll try and get some more of this long bush going this way. Okay, I extended it. I think it just looks kind of messy, but I guess that's sort of the vibe of the house anyway, so. What about columns on the sides? Also, throughout the duration of this video, I feel like my voice has been going. Do you hear this? I hope I'm not getting sick again. It's been like such a rough year. And it's only like January 15th when I'm recording this. Unfortunately, being able to talk is kind of an important factor in my job. So imagine I resort to making like a silent build video and I don't speak at all. I just like sit here and you can watch me. No, that was a joke. That would be so uncomfortable for me to film. Like I would probably be so conscious of like what I was doing and what my face looked like, which I feel like I don't normally feel when I'm recording. Well, the landscaping in the back is a little bit more reasonable. It's like a little bit less busy back here. Although I just realized I haven't put any of my flower boxes in yet either. Okay, so I put a few more plants down outside. I'm just gonna try and get a little bit of furniture over here now. I know I wanna use this chair somehow. Maybe that could be cute off to the side. I think it'd be nice to have a table with an umbrella. I guess it has to be pink because I don't really wanna use I don't like how the yellow one has like that really dark color base, so I won't use that, but I might use the matching chairs from Movie Hangout. These don't really match the chair that I've got over there, but that's okay. Why would it match? That would just make too much sense, wouldn't it? We want to get a grill. That can be blue. And then maybe like a couple planter boxes and things. We can do those in some fun well, they don't really come in that many fun colors, but I can do them in some colorful swatches. Oh, here's a telescope so your Sims can die. That'll also be good. I might get some monkey bars in the backyard. Candles outside could be cute. I think that's a nice back patio. And then I'll just sort of rework this thing out here. I'm trying to decide if I want to put an outdoor movie setup. I think what's throwing me off about this is that it looks like you could use it outside, but it breaks in the rain. So if you have seasons, like you're just gonna have to keep replacing it and it's really expensive. I guess you could repair it, but you know, I'm lazy, so I don't do that. You also run the risk of getting electrocuted that way, and that is dangerous. And then there's not really any like folding chair, outdoor chairs that I would want to use, at least not in the base game. I'm thinking like the outdoor retreat style camping chairs, you know? We don't have those in the base game, so I think I might not do it. I think I'll just have the movie room upstairs. Okay, finishing touches, just a little bit more terrain paint. I think it might be finished. This one was a journey for me to get through. I don't think I did the best job ever. I don't dislike the build or anything. I just think maybe it's not like my best interior work, but I'm glad that I tried it. It also makes me feel weird and old, so. Not because I'm bad at it, but just because I can't believe this pack came out so long ago. But I will stick it on the gallery for you in case you want to download it. And I think with that, I'll probably wrap this video up right here. Sorry if it was all over the place. Sorry I filmed it over 2 days. It's been a weird week. I've had a lot going on in my personal life. But have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Whenever I do stuff like this, it just makes a few parts of the base game feel glaringly obviously lacking. It's always like the beds, the foundations, the window options, and maybe even bathroom stuff in this case.